Judge and Commissioners, I'm Willie Hudspeth. I live at 623 Denton, Texas. I wish that I had gotten some kind of applause or just someone when I returned from Vietnam and arrived at DFW from fighting that war, and I, as of yet, understand why I needed to go to do that. But I did that for my country, only to come back to the same situation in many ways that I left. Deprived and not offered the same opportunities as other citizens in this country. Even now, I find the same kinds of things happening to me. I noticed that before we started, many of you bowed your heads and you prayed to the same God that I pray to. I question whether or not He's even there sometimes, because I wonder, how in the world can you allow what's happening to me to happen to me still? The embarrassment of Vietnam, coming back to a country which still made me a second-class citizen in many ways that they treated me. Even today, you honor by having it erected there, that monument outside, which offers, I guess, recognition to those who fought a war that, if you just think about it, what side of the slavery issue were they on? I think that they were on the side of keeping my race enslaved. The slavery aspect of what that statue represents to me reminds me of how my dad's dad was treated, and even my father was treated. How in the world can a people such as yourself bow your heads to a God and then support what people have done to people as me and my race, and say you worship that God? These people enslaved other human beings. As I told you before, they tied men up to a tree. They did awful things to women and young girls, and you honor them. There are several pictures in this court that we are now evaluating, looking at the history of those, and it appears that some of them had slaves when they were even in office. And you have the pictures up on that wall. That if you didn't do it, but you still allow it to be done, or you support it, you're just as guilty as they were. Are you telling me now that you'd like for me to be hung, sold? Yeah, probably some of you would. But anyway, other than that, I talked to the historian here at the courthouse in the square, and bless her heart, I've known her for over 20 years. Just the best person that I can imagine knowing. And she brought up another interesting issue. She said that this historical building is for Denton County's historical information, and that some of those things, the chocolate block and the slave out on the auction, are not historical. But the fountain is. I want, if it's a historical location, bring those colored and white fountains back and put them right back down there by those steps. And as you contemplate doing that, you'll see what my feelings are for that monument on the front. How in the world did you bring back those colored and white fountains? But it's history, just like that monument. Bring back those colored and white fountains. The fountains where colored people had to drink from one and the whites drunk from another, to further show us how immoral the rules were at the time when I was a young man.